This is the training on money management. Now, though this is probably not going to be one of your most exciting trainings you listen to, it is super, super important. It's really important to know what money is coming into your business, where it should go, and then where it's going out. So what I'm going to show you is some tracking sheets that are made on Excel to help you track those monies and budget them. So you can find these tracking sheets already made for you so that you don't have to do the math longhand on our unit website. And our unit website is right here, emilyhauer.unitwise.com. And once you go there, on the right, go to Consultant Resources, and then on the left, select Sell, Sell, Sell. And what you'll find towards the bottom, possibly, are money tracking sheets, 3 of them. There's a 60-40 split, a 70-30 split, and an 80-20 split. Now, profit level inventory is considered 3,000 wholesale or more. It could be more based on your customer base or how much you work or what you're comfortable with. But until you're up to 3,000, we recommend, if you're building your inventory to 3,000, using one of these other 2 tracking sheets. If your inventory is valued at less than $2,400 wholesale, you probably want to use the 80-20 to build up, and then when you get to 2,400, you can switch to the 70-30, and then once you're at 3,000 or your comfortable level with your customer base, you can use the 60-40. So we're going to assume you're at profit level and take a look at the 60-40 inventory tracking sheet. Now you might be thinking, I thought we had 100% markup and we could keep 50% of the profits, 50% as profits on Mary Kay sales. Well, it's true, you can. However, we find it nice to be conservative and reinvest an additional 10% or set aside an additional 10% for other business expenses you'll have. That way, when it's time to pay for postage or samples or anything like that, you have money set aside, budgeted for that purpose, and you don't ever have to cut into your business income. So let's go ahead and take a look at this sheet and just fill it out with some scenarios here in a minute. You're going to find that this is basically a check registry. It's a glorified check registry that budgets the money. So whereas your checkbook or check registry tells you how much money's in there, this is going to do that, plus tell you where the money should go. You'll have a date and a reason, like sales or withdrawal or, paying somebody or someone, just like your checkbook. You'll have the amount you deposited here, just like your checkbook. And then this last category, the balance of your checkbook, is going to be the same as this. So this will match the balance in your checking account. What's going to happen here is it's going to divide your sales from the tax. So if somebody ordered product and you deposited all the money from that sale, it's going to divide how much was actually product and how much was the tax that your customers paid on that. So let's go ahead and just start it out with a couple scenarios. The first scenario, we're going to say on February 1st, you had some sales that you're depositing, and the actual deposit amount was $107. Now, as soon as I push enter, it's going to divide out across the spreadsheet the rest of the categories so that you don't have to do it. So I'll push enter, and you'll see that $100 of that was product you sold and $7 was what they paid tax on. Now these other categories to the right of the dark line are going to be based off of the less tax category, the $100. So it's going to take 50% of the $100, which is $50, and put it in your inventory column. This is, since you're at profit level, to replace the product on your shelf you sold. So, after you do a few parties, you're going to need to replenish your stock so that nobody orders something that you have run out of. The next column is 5% for the preferred customer program. Now, this is the lookbook that we mail out quarterly. You can sign your customers up for about 75 cents a person, and the company will send a catalog to them, which you've probably read about in your manual, and it will have a little note from you on the back. It'll have the gift with purchase featured, and it will also have a couple samples in it. And this is great. You don't want to miss out on that. It's a great deal. It costs you over twice that to do it yourself. If you use the 60-40 sheet, it's going to take 5% of your 100, 5% of your sales, and put it in this column, which would be $5 in this situation, so that there's money sitting there ready to sign your customers up. It should not take more than 5% to sign your customers up for the preferred customer program and buy the gifts with purchase for them. Oftentimes I find at the end of the quarter I have money left over and I just put it in my income column to buy pizza or something. Next is 5% will also go into sales aids. This is when you need to send product out of town, buy stamps, order Section 2 products, catalogs, samples, sales aids, receipts, or anything like that. You'll have money already sitting there ready to do that. This is neat because it keeps you from spending too much on Section 2 products too. You should not have to spend more than 5% for samples and things like that, 5% of your sales. So Section 2 is fun, but you can't sell any of that product. So don't go crazy, just keep within your 5%. And then the 40% of 100, which is $40, is your business income. And this last column here is going to match your checkbook. It's how much money is actually in your checking account, and that's 107. Now let's go on. Let's say this time you had a party or two, and so you have a bigger deposit. So on the 3rd, you had some more sales to deposit in the tune of $535. I push enter, and it says that 500 was product sales, and 35 was the tax that your customers paid on the $500 in product. So now there's $42 in your tax column. Now this column is important because when you go to place an order, you don't want to have to pay the taxes out of your 50% inventory, because what's going to happen over time to your inventory column if you're also paying tax on the product from that column? Yeah, your inventory is going to start to shrink, right? So we want the tax to be separated, and you'll see where we're going to take it out when we place an order later. 50% of your 500 is $250. When you add that to your 50, now you have $300 in this checking account ready when it's time to place an order. 5% of 500 is $25. So now you have $30 in your PCP category. 25 is also going to be added to your sales aid, so now you have 30 in there too. 200 is added to your income, so now you have $240 profit. Now this right here matches your checkbook. You have $642 in your checking account. Now it's time to place an order because you're running low. Your shelves are running a little bit lower and you don't want to run out of product and somebody orders it, so we're going to replenish it. Now you have $300 in your inventory column. This is good to know because if you spend, we want to stick really close to 300 then, because if you spend much less than 300, your inventory is going to start to shrink, and that means that you're putting the rest of that money somewhere else, which is called embezzling. We don't want to do that. If you spend more than 300 and you're already at profit level and you already have enough product on your shelf to support your customer base and you don't need product, then you're going to be cutting into your profits, and we want you to make money. Definitely want you to make money. So just for argument purposes, I know it doesn't always end up to be round numbers like this, but I'm going to place a $300 order. Now tax on $300 of the product is going to be exactly $42, so that kind of works out nice for us. And we're going to say you also ordered $10 in sales aids. So this, what's actually coming out of your checkbook will be $352, making the balance in your checkbook $290. So that should match that this was a $352 withdrawal and your balance is $290. That leaves no money to pay taxes on product, no money to order product, $30 still for the PCP program, and $20 left for sales aids, and not affecting your business income either. Now I like to put here the check number, or that I use my credit card, like my debit card or my check card, to place the order. Okay, next we're going to say it's Sunday and you're a tithing person, so we're going to write a check to the church for 10%. So we're going to take 10% out of your business income, and that's going to tell you that there's $216 left in your business income and $266 left in your checking account. And I like to put what the check number was over to the left here. Okay, next we recommend that you of course pay yourself every once in a while. You can do it every week or every other Friday, whatever you want to do. Now I like to leave a $100 balance in my business account. And that is so at the end of the month, I can pay my loan. Now, I don't know if you have a loan from yourself or a loan from a bank, but it leaves $100 in there so that at the end of the month you can make your loan payment. So I'm not going to take all that money. I'm just going to take $116 to pay myself. And so now there's $100 on my business income column and $150 in my checking account. There you have it. That's pretty much it. I highly, highly recommend tracking your money in this fashion so that, we know what's coming in, we know what's going out, and our inventory stays at the right level. You don't overspend on product you don't really need. You don't underspend when you should be building or maintaining. So if you have any questions on money management, please, please, please let me know. Some of this comes more naturally to people, and they have no problem overspending in a category they shouldn't or whatever. But the good news is, for those of you that it doesn't, if math isn't your forte or budgeting isn't your forte, this does the math for you, and your budgeting can be learned. You can also delegate that to someone that loves you, that wants to keep things straight, a spouse or something like that. So please let me know if you have any questions or have any trouble with this, and I would love to help.